Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League, live here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's the Shane Ewing 250, as tonight Total Nonstop Racing League tackles the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Good evening, everyone. I am Bob. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. And Joe, tonight's race is going to be an absolute blast. A lot of door banging, a lot of close, hard racing, and we're going to get a front row seat for everything going on here tonight, and I can't wait.
Absolutely. What more can you ask for? Weather's perfect. It's a night race, one of my favorites. I love racing at night. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's the lights. What more can you ask for out here?
Yeah, I mean, look at this run here by John Cannizzaro Jr. Cannizzaro actually nursing a bit of an injury. Injured his hand bowling last week, so he's going to be, a little bit behind the eight ball when it comes to racing here tonight at Bristol. But one of the perennial favorites here is the 27 of Anthony DeBarro. So far, top of the board with a fast lap of 14.62 as he pulls off. Here's Ace House in the number 47 machine, the rocket powered orange Ford Taurus. House mid-pack right now. Adam Stewart puts a great lap down, 15.09. Fastest of the drivers in the 15s. Tyler Avery in the chat says, all right, let's see how this one goes. Got one driver with a broken hand that doesn't, and another that doesn't like keeping cars straight. Good luck.
I hate to be the bearer. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Cannizzaro Jr. just spun out and cracked the wall. So.
Yeah, and I think that that injured hand is going to be tough here at a track like Bristol, where you're in the turns almost as much as you're in the straights. And with 14 and a half to 15 second laps, you're going to be using that wheel a lot. Here's Jamar Dumas having himself a good run, 14.8 seconds. As he runs through a little bit slower than his best, did a 15 flat, as Ace House goes up and basically matches Jamar with a 14.87. Cannizzaro Sr. has some issues. Collects Mike Floppy Tellier. Nick Simpson, podium finisher last week. Having himself a qualifying run right now, 15.1. Scott Stewart in the chat cheering on Adam.
Hopefully he has better luck than last week.
Definitely. Great looking race car, weltsclothing.com machine. As Jamar Dumas gets ready to go out on another run. He's got about a lap. Let's jump on board with Jamar. Or not. We'll jump on board this time with Philip Scott as Nick Simpson gets a little sideways. And here at Bristol, you're going to either want to run the bottom or the top. You could run the middle as Philip gets a little piece of that wall. Xander Hallgren says, let's go 11. Time to get a Crown Royal.
Started something. I'm not going to apologize for it.
There's
Tellier
Jason
doing
Schue.
kick flips.
Jump over here. Philip Scott making his run here as the white flag is out for qualifying. Everyone trying to do their final lap. Crossing line there is Cannizzaro Sr. Sanders says, my memory from last week didn't fail me.
That means you didn't have enough Crown Royal.
So just like that, we are going to be getting ourselves ready to race here. As the field getting ready to jump up on the board. And let's take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's Shane Ewing 250. Anthony Tabarro gets the pole with a lap time of 14.624. Philip Scott on his outside, just over a tenth of a second slower. Row number 2, even with a bum hand, John Cannizzaro Jr. goes P3 with Ace House on his outside. Row number 3, we see Jamar Dumas and Shane Ewing, the sponsor of tonight's race. Adam Stewart in the Welts Clothing Machine and Jason Schue make up row number 4. Row number 5, we see Nick Simpson and John Cannizzaro Sr. Mike Floppy Tellier and Tim Branson make up row number 6. Row number 7, it's Johnny Williams rounding out our 13-car field for this evening. And Joe, this is going to be an absolute blast. Really, really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I can't wait. I wonder if Cannizzaro Jr. has one of those like truck driver wheel spinners on the wheel.
You know, I wouldn't put it past him.
I really wouldn't. That's the thing.
Which is better than what they did for who was that, James May in Top Gear, or I guess the Grand Tour when he broke his arm.
Yeah.
But we shall certainly see.
Options.
Just waiting on one more driver to join the field here, and we'll be getting ready to race 250 laps around the last great Coliseum. And if we can keep this one clean, this could be a fairly quick run. Now, Joe, for pit road tonight, these drivers are going to have to enter here coming out of turn number 2 and run pit road speed all the way down the backstretch, all the way around the apron of turns 3 and 4 before getting their pit stalls on the front row, both under green and under yellow. So a very long pit road here tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a very... What's the pit limit speed? 35.
So these drivers will be losing a handful of laps if green flag pit stops were to take place.
Where is the keyword there?
Yes. And the other tough part with Bristol, the way these turns are and how high banked the corners are and how tight they are, if you're entering the corner, you can't see corner exit. So if there's a car stopped towards the top of the track, there's a very good chance that these guys very well could drive into them. So we'll see here as Anthony Tabarro brings them into the start zone. Green flag is out. And we're racing here at Bristol. Philip Scott gets himself a good run, but here comes Tabarro back down on the inside. He's going to sneak his way through, and he's going to clear Scott. A little bit further back, they're side by side. As Anthony Tabarro leads lap number 1. A little bit further back, we're side by side battling here as Cannizzaro Sr. gets around the 11 and he's sideways. Big wreck. And trouble. Another hard lick. Looks like Johnny Williams caught up in that one. Very unluckily, and we're going to get our first yellow flag of the race 3 laps in.
Yeah, that car's not looking great for Cannizzaro Sr.
Yeah, let's take a look to see what happened there with the 55. He just got a little bit loose there. And he had some help there, almost had it saved from the 11, but unfortunately it just kind of shot him across the track head on into the wall. And then right there, Johnny Williams, nowhere to go. And just like I said a couple minutes ago, that's one of those things where Williams may not have even seen the 55.
Yeah.
And around they went. Let's take one more look here. Let's jump into the cockpit of the 43. So this is on board with Johnny Williams. So if you pause it here, you can't tell that there's a wreck going on at all. Well, you can't tell because we're on board actually with the 55, but
Tyler Avery in the chat.
Very unfortunate there. So we saw the 92 get a little bit loose, but you're entering the corner right there. You still can't see the 55. You can't. Now you do.
Now you can, but at that point,
and
what do you do?
Point, yeah, and you saw Johnny. He had the wheel cocked all the way to the left.
Yeah, there's not much. You could slam on the brakes. You could try to turn, but
you're just carrying so much momentum. It's hard to even jump in there.
I wonder how much damage Williams ended up taking on that.
Yeah, it looked like that front end was pretty badly destroyed. But we're going to get ourselves ready to re-rack and do it all over again. As we see Tim Branson, Jason Schue, two drivers who came down pit road during that stop. Branson was on for about 15 seconds. He might have gotten a little bit of damage. We did see him get a little squirrely in front of the 43 just before the accident. And Jason Schue came down, got a little bit of fuel, and that's about it. Both Cannizzaro and Williams still on pit road.
Yeah, I saw Williams actually jump to pit, so I wonder if that's if it was major damage.
Yeah, that very well could be race over. But the field goes in through the restart zone. Green flag is out. And we are back rolling here at Bristol. Great jump there by the 27. He's going to get a few car lengths ahead of Philip Scott. A little bit further back, we're side by side. This is Jamar Dumas trying to put the pressure on to Shane Ewing. This is a battle for fifth, as Ewing is going to get the advantage. A little bit more momentum coming off that top side. Even further back, Mike Floppy Tellier trying to put the pressure on Nick Simpson. Tellier slides up a little bit. That's going to cause Simpson to get out of the gas. But meanwhile, out front, DeBarro opening up about a half-second gap, or 0.3 of a second, rather, over Philip Scott.
I assume these tires are not the ones that NASCAR is currently running, which apparently Bristol has been absolutely destroying.
Yeah, and the thing is with in real life with Bristol, if the temperature is below 70, the tires will fall apart and shred, like after 40 laps of driving hard. If it's above 70, drivers can probably, do 90 plus laps on a set of tires with zero fall off.
Interesting.
Jacob Bettis says, just got back from Bristol, too late to run tonight. Good race, gents. Have a good race, gents, except those special few.
The good news is that I believe these tires or those tires are not what we're running tonight, as it is 67 degrees out.
Yes, so the real-life Cup tires are not the ones currently bolted on these machines. Well, we're definitely being treated to what could be a great race here. Cannizzaro broken-handed, all trying to put the pressure on to Philip Scott. Top 3 breaking away. Then the next 3 breaking away.
Here we got 4 little sets of races.
Yeah, 4 little groups of 3. Jason Schue trying to work the back end of Simpson. And out front, Philip Scott has made his move around Anthony DeBarro. Here comes DeBarro back to the inside. He's not able to get a drive. Let's take a look to see how that one happened. So Scott running the top side, getting a little more momentum off the corner. That let Philip Scott get around the 27. But that outside lane, if you run it too much, could actually hurt the tires more than it helps. It's going to be faster up there, but it might just be a little too early to do much.
Right. Now, that's the biggest thing with Bristol, right? The more you run it, your tires start to wear, rubbers, and then you start getting extra lanes, and that's where kind of things can change. But right now, it's a relatively fresh track.
Yeah, relatively fresh. The bottom is definitely the best way around. And these guys are going to try to hold on to the bottom as much as possible. Track was reprofiled in the mid-2000s to have progressive banking like you see in Homestead Miami Speedway, where the higher you go, the more banking you have. And it effectively ruined, for lack of a better phrase, the racing at Bristol, where it used to be very bottom line dominant. If you got up off the bottom, you're getting sent to the back. So a lot of guys got physical, pushing, shoving, and just kind of moving guys out of the groove. But nowadays, the top side's the best and kind of makes it hard to pass. Earlier in the spring in real life, and obviously these cars are very different, but earlier in the spring, there were only 4 lead changes in the 500-lap race. Last night, or Saturday night rather, there were a heck of a lot more.
Interesting.
Comers and goers, late moves. Almost saw a bump and run for the win Saturday night. Laps ticking down. Lap 28 up on the board right now. Philip Scott trying to hold off Anthony DeBarro. DeBarro did say, he's like, well, maybe next week we won't hear much from me. But here he is up, fighting for the lead.
He did say that.
And here comes DeBarro. He's going to make a move to the inside. Philip Scott just says, all right, bud, go for it. Have fun.
Yeah, this is interesting top 2 right now because, DeBarro known for, having magic tires. And Scott always kind of has his pace set and doesn't really match anybody else's. He kind of has his own race plan each race. So it's going to be interesting to see if these 2 end up lining up pit-wise and strategy-wise.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how that's going to work as we just kind of get a good sense of how banked this track actually is. The high banks in the straights and very high banks here in the corner. Right now, Nick Simpson taking a peek to the inside of Adam Stewart. Jason Schue there, as well as Tim Branson. These guys side by side, almost a little bit of contact there. But you can just kind of tell the top side gets a much better drive. Oh, Adam Stewart gets in the wall. But he's still able to hold tough with the 11 and now the 3. So Simpson gets around him and, a little more contact.
He just tapping everybody.
That's just such a tough place to go there coming out of the corner because your momentum's going to want to push you up into the wall. The guy on the inside, it gets tight and kind of pushes up as well. But it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of damage on that number 4 machine.
Yeah. Update from the pits. It looks like Williams is indeed out. Cannizzaro Sr. still trying to get repaired.
So a very tough break there for both of those drivers. There is Cannizzaro Sr. right front, completely shorn off the car. You can actually see Tyler Avery down there just talking it over with his driver.
Yeah, talking.
Well, there's a conversation being had. I did not say having a friendly conversation.
Jason Schue tapping the wall a little bit. I think he tried to get a little too out of the way of tomorrow.
There's Schue there. Moving over, letting the 99 of Philip Scott around. 2 cars a lap down now, Jason Schue and Adam Stewart. So this is the battle here for the Lucky Dog.
I wonder if Stewart did take some unintended damage, because he is, I feel like, running significantly slower than he was before.
Yeah, it definitely feels like he's fallen a little bit. As we have a yellow caution flag is out. Let's see what it was.
Oh.
Huh.
It was, Jamar Dumas got tapped. Very light, quick recovery, but I guess enough to for some reason draw.
Oh yeah, right there, big sideways slide. And yeah, I guess that was enough to cause, or for iRacing to call the yellow.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because he dipped down below the yellow line when he was recovering.
Could have been. Between that and just kind of sliding up the racetrack.
Yeah. I mean, I guess good timing. Everybody gets their pits in.
Jason Schue gets his lap back. Everyone else is going to jump down pit road.
Man, watching these cars go around the pits and doing basically residential school zone speeds.
Yeah, pretty wild.
I didn't even know they can go that slow.
Right? It's very difficult. One of the slower pit roads in NASCAR, Bristol or Dover, I think might be the slowest at 30.
Oof.
So the field lining back up with the pace car. Philip Scott in second, Cannizzaro Jr. in third. Shane Ewing, one of the biggest movers of the race. And oh, looks like there was a couple couple of issues here, or is that just my timing and scoring being a little dumb? Three just pulls over to let everyone by, which my timing and scoring said, oh, they crashed. That is... Can confirm
Close,
that is not a crash. That is just stopping. But we'll find out as the pace car makes a very abrupt left turn down onto pit road. Green flag is back out. And we're racing 50 laps into this one. Adam Stewart leaving pit road as the rest of the field swings by. As now we're looking side by side. Jamar Dumas trying to take a peek to the outside of Shane Ewing. He can't. He's going to try this one again. And Scott Stewart saying Adam must be getting repairs. Yeah, it looks like he went down, had an extended stay down on pit road. Spent about a minute and a half almost on pit road. Simpson just grabs the wall ever so slightly.
A little wall tapping, really enough to slow him down where a car could fly past. You'd think they were doing an extra 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, and Bristol's definitely one of those tracks where it's all momentum based. As there goes Ace House around Simpson. Meanwhile, out front, the one-handed wonder, John Cannizzaro Jr., gets around Philip Scott. Wild child no more. Here's another good battle. Mike Tellier taking a peek to the inside of Shane Ewing. Here comes Jamar Dumas. And Ace House says, I'm going to join this party. Nick Simpson tried to get there, but Ewing's going to shut the door. So Ewing went from 4th all the way down to 7th in a matter of one lap. So DeBarro out front, just about a half-second lead. Over the field, that's Cannizzaro. Philip Scott has fallen back quite a bit.
Yeah, he kind of by himself now.
We'll jump on board here with the 99. Gets a good run out of the corner, trying to track down Cannizzaro and DeBarro. Jason Schue goes a lap down again.
Probably not what Stewart was hoping.
Yes, certainly not. Now with Adam being 3 laps down, he's going to have to get at least 2 more cautions to get his lap back, or to get 1 lap back.
Or to speed up.
That too. Meanwhile, out front, Navarro starting to pull away from Cannizzaro. 1.3 seconds almost separating those two. Johnny Williams says, yes, my car was too damaged to continue.
Unfortunate out there.
Cannizzaro Sr. still down on pit road.
I wonder if he's going to be able to make the repairs.
Certainly going to be interesting to see, see what he can do there.
Or if he's just sitting there and, that's that.
So Adam Stewart goes another lap down to the 27 of DeBarro. On board with that number 4 weltsclothing.com machine. Make sure you check them out online, weltsclothing.com. I'm actually wearing one of the Welts shirts that both Adam and Scott were gracious enough to send me. Really nice tank that I'm wearing right now. So now a 2-second lead opened up over Cannizzaro. A little bit further back, here's Jamar Dumas. Started 5th, currently running 5th, but the biggest winner, biggest mover so far is the 97 of Mike Floppy Tellier. Started 11th, currently running in 4th. In that really sweet looking Hello Kitty machine.
It's always interesting seeing what he's going to be driving.
Just in front of him is Tim Branson. Branson, the first car, 1 lap down. And Joe, let's take a look here through the field as we're almost coming up on about a quarter of the way through this one. Anthony DeBarro started on the pole, currently leading the race, has a 2.7 second lead over John Cannizzaro Jr. Jason Schue makes his way down onto pit road. Cannizzaro Jr. just behind DeBarro, almost 3 seconds now. Cannizzaro started in 3rd. As we're on board now with Philip Scott in the 99 machine. Philip started in 2nd. He's currently running in 3rd. Had a couple of good battles earlier on, but right now I think they've all just decided, all right, we're going to cruise, not going to do anything too wild and crazy. Currently running in 4th is Mike Floppy Tellier, the Canadian from Sarnia, Ontario. Up 7 spots since the race started. Behind him is Jamar Dumas. Started 5th, running 5th, having himself a pretty solid day so far. There's Shane Ewing in that 32 machine. Our sponsor here for tonight, the Shane Ewing 250. Ace House trying to put the pressure on him. Here is Ace. Ace currently running in the 7th spot. Started 4th. Driving a great-looking rocket-powered machine.
But he wishes he had some rockets on there right now.
Definitely. He's almost pretty close to becoming in danger of going a lap down.
Ooh.
As here is Nick Simpson, and oh, trouble. Jason Schue has an issue. As Jonathan Gaston pops in the chat, go get him, Jamar.
I think it was a major. I think he just slid out. I think he just lost some traction.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Coming out of turn 2, grabs the wall. And, oh, right there, he just catches the apron. Kicks it sideways, but it's sideways enough in front of cars to
so
bring
convenient
out the
that
yellow.
He got lucky that little inlet where Food City is. Else he would not be driving with a bumper right now.
Yeah, that definitely would not have been ideal. I'll tell you that much. As a little bit of strategy change as DeBarro stays out, Cannizzaro goes in, Shane Ewing stays out, Philip Scott pulls in.
Interesting.
Mike Tellier hits the pits, as does Jamar Dumas. Adam Stewart makes his way around, as does Ace House.
Speaking of hitting the pits, do you know that the birthplace of drum and bass is in Bristol?
Really?
Yeah.
No idea. Well, I can tell you, I have been to Bristol twice for NASCAR weekend in the spring, and I have yet to see a NASCAR Cup Series race in Bristol. It has rained the 2 years that I went. I got to see about a quarter of a race one year.
I mean, that is very UK.
What?
What?
I was going to say this is Bristol, Tennessee.
Yeah, I know.
Because the 1 year I went, I got to experience all 4 seasons at the same weekend.
Go on.
It was
it
bizarre.
Snows in Tennessee.
It snowed one day, or one evening. It got real cold Saturday night, and I actually saw a couple of flurries driving back to my buddy's family farm down in outside of Tennessee. I forget exactly what town that was, but it saw a little bit of snow. Had some beautiful weather, saw some rain, and at one point it also hit about 80 some odd degrees.
That's wild.
It was an insane 4 days.
That is such a crazy weather turn for 4 days.
It was absolutely wild. And I really need to get back to Bristol. That was so much fun. If you thought Dover was cool, just wait until you see Bristol.
Also, Scott with a great start on this one.
Yeah, he's up to second with that. And that's fresh tires there. I mean, Philip Scott pitted just now. Both Shane Ewing and Anthony DeBarro pitted last on lap 46. As we'll show the pit stop lap here.
Uh-oh.
And trouble. Trouble on track. Not for Philip Scott. Don't know why you're showing me Philip. But here is Jamar Dumas. He just got real loose. Snapped around on him. And we're under the 3rd yellow of tonight. 4th yellow. Thank you.
Well, though one was arguably not a caution, but they called it.
Yeah. I guess 4th technically. So let's actually take a look here at the green flag restart there for Philip Scott. And let's see what he did to get a great jump. So the 27 got a great launch. The 32 did not. And that just let him shoot around the outside and clear the 32 pretty quickly. So Jamar Dumas heads down pit road. Tim Branson in his stall. Jason Schue on pit road.
Very bright lights.
Yes. Very shiny. So the field getting themselves squared away, coming up on the century mark here, as we'll be getting ourselves ready to go green shortly.
Did you walk from Virginia to Tennessee and back?
Did not get into town, unfortunately. But it is a very cool downtown from what I've seen. Where Bristol, right on the border between Tennessee and Virginia. We did get to go to a really cool roadside fast food, air quotes, restaurant called Pal's Sudden Service. Some of the best burgers and milkshakes you will ever have in your life.
Yes. It's not eating the burger that will kill you. It's the sudden stopping of the burger.
Pretty much. The burger, your arteries, tomato, potato.
Yeah. Be a great restaurant near a NASCAR place. Your food gets delivered in a little, like, NASCAR RC car.
Don't give me ideas. Green flag is out. 150 laps remaining here at Bristol. Is the field able to clear out some more? Here's Mike Tellier with a great run. Tellier up to third. And Floppy's definitely a driver to keep your eye out on, as Bristol is absolutely his bread and butter, but he's getting hounded by the 77 of Cannizzaro as he puts the pressure on Philip Scott. It's a little loose, but that's going to push him up the track as Cannizzaro is going to get around him. Big slide, somehow able to save it. Meanwhile, we got a battle for second here between Cannizzaro and Philip Scott. And now let's throw DeBarro in the mix, too.
Why not?
Scott, the fastest. That time by is now here comes Philip Scott taking a peek to the outside. Side by side, Philip Scott says, I'll take it. But DeBarro trying to back it down, slide his way through the corner. Almost contact between he and the 77. Now Cannizzaro is going to go up top. Philip Scott looking to drive away, says, all right, boys, go fight. I'll see you guys later. Things have calmed down ever so slightly here at the front of the field. Meanwhile, further back, there's a bunch of cars inside, but let's keep it here. Here comes Cannizzaro, the one-handed wonder, trying to take a peek to get around Philip Scott. Not quite able to make it go, but oh, Scott catches the wall. A little bit of a tag, nothing too serious. As this is going to be interesting, because don't forget, last week at Darlington, these two did come together. Philip Scott did apologize. Said he got caught up in racing a little bit too much. and just unfortunately got a little tight and got into the 77. Both of their days were effectively ruined.
Yeah, you know, unfortunate, but that is racing.
For sure. Meanwhile, a little bit further back in the pack, we've got ourselves a pretty decent battle here for fifth, as Shane Ewing holding a bit of a Congo line just behind him. He's got Ace House and Jamar Dumas in the mix. Nick Simpson there, as well as Tim Branson. Jason Schue there a couple of laps down. As Adam Stewart now the first car multiple laps down, so should a yellow come out, Adam will get one of his 3 laps back.
Mm-hmm. He has been holding that strong. He hasn't really dropped. Granted, there have been some yellows, but, you know, holding on.
Jumping on board here with the 28. Gets a good run on the 47. The 47 able to get the power down mid-corner and get a great drive off. Here is House. He's going to take a look to the inside of Shane Ewing. And that's going to allow Jamar Dumas to take a peek. Dumas up high, cuts down low. He's going to follow the tire tracks of Ace House. Jump on board here with the 3 of Jason Schue to see this fight. Dumas gets a little squirrely again. He's going to try this once more, but his tires might have gotten a little too high. Schue has to check up. That's going to send the 32 up the track.
And a little close. I think Branson gets my paint scheme of the day award.
Great looking AEW machine. Using the Winston colors of Jimmy Spencer back in the day. Branson holding strong, currently running P7. First race here in TNR. If you're thinking, wait, I've heard Tim Branson's name before. He is part of the Speed series, both the Speed 4-cylinder dash as well as the Xfinity series a couple of seasons ago. Branson also making the move here to TNR.
He also, for some reason, sounds like he was in Tool Time or Home Improvement.
Ah, yes, Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
What was the tool line that they used in that?
Oh, well, it was Binford Tools.
That's probably where my brain's doing it.
And Joe, take a look at that ticker right now. Philip Scott, 1 second lead over John Cannizzaro Jr. But then we're going to have to go 4.3 seconds back to Anthony DeBarro, who's now fallen into the clutches of Mike Floppy Tellier.
I think his tires have finally worn out.
Yeah, DeBarro last pitted on lap 46. So he's got some very unhappy tires now, and
81 lap tires.
Certainly a bit of an issue here for the 27 if things continue green the way they are.
Yeah, because you figure it takes what? 4 or 5 laps to get around, basically.
Yeah. As now we're just past halfway. DeBarro falling back. Shane Ewing, the other driver who stayed out last time by, or last yellow anyway. As you can see here on this graph, everyone came down to pit on lap 89. Ace House, Tim Branson pitted and topped off. But here's a good battle. This for 8th. As Shane Ewing still now on the back bumper of Jamar Dumas. Trying to see if he can get anything wrong.
Navarro, Stewart, and basically just those two praying for a yellow.
Yeah, and if I'm Philip Scott, I'm just saying, guys, sort it out. Just let me go
Clean,
and then
clean,
fight.
clean, clean.
Don't die, don't die, don't die. Please be good. As, Philip Scott tries to take a move to the outside. And that'll just open the door for the 28.
What did we just talk about?
And Jamar Dumas slams the wall out of 4. But now Philip Scott able to get around them. And now, Joe, this is going to be the fight for the lucky dog. Should the yellow come out again. Nick Simpson now putting the fight to the 92 of Tim Branson. Branson grabs the wall. That'll allow the 11 past him. Branson not out of this one yet. Branson putting the pressure on now. All this happening in front of our leader, Philip Scott. So Scott definitely in the meat of the lineup now, just trying to catch up with this lap traffic. Jason Schue there, almost going a 6th lap down. As you see Philip Scott there, just trying a different line. And I think at this point now, as we're getting close to 100 laps left, these drivers are just trying different lines, seeing what works, saving fuel, saving tires. Because nobody wants to pit under green.
You could see in the cam view you had there, all the little rubber all over the floor.
Yeah, and you can see it there at the bottom of the screen as well, where these cars are laying down rubber. Tires are falling off. This guy's all last pit. Let's call it lap 90 for math's sake. That was 56 laps ago.
Yeah, Branson just tapped the wall. Looks like he's starting to, his tires are getting angry.
Yeah, that let Philip Scott by him. I'm sure half the field is sitting here screaming for a yellow.
DeBarro probably more than anybody else.
DeBarro,
the fact that he's still in
fourth. Say again?
I am shocked he's still holding 4th on, 90 lap tires?
Yeah, though Ace House is catching him ever so slightly.
Sorry, 101 lap tires.
Crazy.
Ewing sitting also at 101.
Let's take a look here. The last time by, Ace House has been fast every single time. Again, House picks up 0.3 of a second on DeBarro. He's got about a second left in closing. Picked up another 0.2 that time through. Only a 10th that time.
I wonder. I think they're just trying to hold out for a caution because they don't want to drop 5 laps.
I believe it.
At minimum, I'm assuming 5. Could be more.
Yeah, because don't forget they have to enter in turn 2, and then that's regardless of their pit stall being on the front or back stretch. Only 12 or 13 cars entered this race.
So you got about 15 to 17 seconds for a pit stop, so that's a lap. And then you've got 35 miles an hour to get there.
Yeah, so I think you're right. About 4 to 5 laps you'll wind up losing likely here. So there is that gap between DeBarro and House. House hard charging. House goes up a lane. He's going to try the top side. Diamonds it down. Tries to get a good drive off the corner. That time they're almost equal. And DeBarro is actually faster as Shane Ewing heads down pit road. So we'll likely see the 27 making his move next.
Yeah, that was 108 laps. He went and pitted.
Crazy. As some connection issues there for DeBarro. Anthony DeBarro with some connection issues.
Never could.
So DeBarro may be gone.
Yeah, you know. We'll see if he pops back in, but
That is a tough break. As some tech issues have struck the Dizzy Motorsports camp. Less than 100 laps remain here. Philip Scott opened his gap up now to 5.7 seconds. Mike Tellier heads down pit road. Tim Branson on pit road as well.
yeah, all about 70 laps in, so I think that's about all they can push him.
And here comes Philip Scott, dives to the inside of Nick Simpson. He's stuck now behind Jamar Dumas, and I'm getting word Shane Ewing had an issue. Let's see what happened here. Ewing slides it through.
He wasn't used to those fresh tires.
Yeah, just cold tires and sent him around.
Well, when you do 109 laps on a set of tires, once you get a brand new set, I guess it's kind of like learning to ride a bike again.
Yeah, you start feeling like Superman, but even then, a little too much power down to the rear wheels, and you have to remember, oh, that's right.
There's like 1,000 horsepower, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Forgot about that.
Yeah, not a Fusion.
Yeah, definitely not. Not your grandmother's Ford Taurus.
Exactly. Gotta love these cameras. It's great out there.
Yeah, definitely. Big thanks to our friends at Track Cams for Gourmets. You can check them out online, trackcams22.com. Or you could use the affiliate link in the video description below. Big shout to the folks at Track Cams for Gourmets, providing these gorgeous cameras. This camera setting right now is probably my favorite. It's the NASCAR 2017 version that uses the real-life camera locations and takes some really cool choices of swapping to cameras, when to swap them, to get a really cool professional look. So make sure you check them out online, trackcams22.com. Stewart makes his way on pit road. There is the 4 car, that slow, methodic pace. As Scott now trying to track down Mike Tellier, put him a 3rd lap down. Which I think right now, if I'm Phillip, I'm saying, you know what? A yellow right now would be pretty great. We get to catch a lot of guys multiple laps down. Even if they do take the wave around, they're still going to be stuck a lap down.
Yeah, I don't know though. You're getting to that lap count where Cannizzaro is unpredictable.
That is fair.
I don't know if I'd want him that close
down
behind me.
Jason Schue as well. And yeah, right now if we're talking distance, Cannizzaro is 7 seconds behind Phillip Scott. Now make that 8, and down on pit road is Cannizzaro. So Phillip Scott going for the Ironman approach.
Yes, Scott, House, Cannizzaro, all 85 to 87 laps currently. But looks like Scott and House are the ones that are going to hold.
Yeah, here comes Phillip Scott on to pit road now. That will give a bunch of drivers their lap back, as Ace House will inherit the lead here.
I believe this is first lap round.
Potentially, that might be his first lap led here this season. And he's going to stay out for one more. As now Ace House has put the field 1 lap down. Anthony DeBarro back out on track. DeBarro 22 laps behind.
Yeah, that's I know he's good. I don't know if he's 22 laps good.
For some reason, I highly doubt it. As now we're going to wait to see what happens for Ace House. Mike Tellier, Jamar Dumas, the only 2 drivers 1 lap down. Here comes Shane Ewing to get a lap back.
That being said, I believe Dumas does probably also have to pit.
That he does. He last pit on lap 96.
So your 1 and 3 are gonna need some tires soon.
Yeah, right now Mike Tellier really in the catbird seat.
I'm sorry, the what?
The catbird seat. I've never fully understood the use of that phrase. But he is certainly the
Just checking.
he's in the best the best position right now. As Philip Scott is on the same lap as Tellier. And now there goes Ace House. He'll head down pit road. And there goes Mike Tellier getting his lap back.
So you would think it had something to do with a cat, but it doesn't.
Go on.
It comes from the gray catbird, a North American songbird that like to perch in high spots and make loud noise, sometimes sounding like cats meowing. So being called the catbird seat suggests you're sitting pretty high up where you can see everything and have the advantage. Has nothing to do with cats. I hate how we name things in America.
Gotta love that.
It's that. That's a bird. Probably sounds like a cat. You're right. That's a catbird.
Yeah, catbird.
Not distinctive enough. That one's gray.
Done. Print. Right, on to the next animal. All right, sir. This bird has blue feet. What do we call it? The blue-footed bird. No.
Perfect. Not good enough.
What? Never mind. I'm not even going to finish that one.
Well, don't forget all the
trouble!
Uh-oh. Who, where?
Ace House goes around.
Was he trying to get into the pits and just...
Let's find out. There's how big loose moment there. Another snap, and Tim Branson nowhere to go. And then watch there.
Ooh.
That might have been contact from Mike Tellier.
I actually don't know. Oh, yes, it does say Mike Tellier crashed. I wonder if they just touched. Oh, barely, but
more than that. No, Tim Branson got into it too.
Really?
Let's catch that one more time. We'll jump on board here with Branson. So we see the 47 already sideways right there.
Not a good spot to hit.
He goes in the corner and he's got wheel damage. Oh, he lost a wheel.
Yeah, he lost the wheel. That's why I saw who hit what, and it looked like it was wheel to wheel.
Yeah, so that's a very damaged 92 machine.
Is he going to be able to get into the pits, but he can't turn? Yeah, he gets in there. Not great, but he gets in there.
Oh, barely. And that might have hurt the 97 too, because he comes back down pit road.
Yeah.
So after all of that, Philip Scott will re-inherit the lead over Cannizzaro. And I do believe Shane Ewing may be getting his lap back.
Just like that. Cannizzaro Jr. right back into the 2 spot.
There's DeBarro there, but DeBarro 20 laps down.
He has made up 2.
Let's go back one more time to take a look at that. And we'll jump on board here with Mike Tellier. And just watch ahead. So we see the 47 spun out there. I'm curious to see if he actually couldn't even see the incident. And yeah, look at that.
Nope.
From here, you can't tell the 47 has gone around.
Let's see when you can and what you'd be able to do about it.
So he still can't. He's probably got his spotter saying go low.
Now.
And right there, it's okay. And now, I mean, if you pause it right here, actually, even if we go back a little bit. So coming out, and if you pause right here, you can't tell if the 47 has his wheels turned where he backs it into the wall again, or if he's trying to slow it down, if he's going to go back down the track. You can't really tell.
Yeah.
And
I mean, also the way he took that turn, I don't even think he'd be able to get into the inside without locking up his tires and hitting the wall.
Oh, that was close. I think they might have been okay. Let's see if he might have a little bit of wheel damage there. But we'll find out as the 97 catches the pace car there. But we're back green. Philip Scott in front of Cannizzaro.
By a hair.
By a hair, that is for sure. Only 4 cars on the lead lap with Shane Ewing 1 lap down.
It's like DeBarro. Bump the wall.
There is DeBarro. Ace House still on pit road, but he's still sitting in 6th.
I think DeBarro might still be having some issues because he just stuttered, like just a hard judder into the wall and then kind of corrected itself. Wonder if he's having some proper issues out there.
Yeah, he may be having some tech issues, so. And since iRacing doesn't really have mechanical failures and trouble, and the car that would have been the lucky dog has an issue, our sponsor here tonight, Shane Ewing. What happened to the 32?
Oh, he got loose for the whole turn.
Whoa, big wiggle there. And that's when the car just goes around. So that would have been Shane Ewing getting the free pass. But instead, that's going to go to one of Jamar Dumas's 5 laps.
Take what he can get. A win's a win.
Right? We take those.
Exactly.
So 50 laps remaining here at Bristol. So a couple of drivers making their way onto pit road. That's the 27 of DeBarro and Adam Stewart. So you can see it took them 30 seconds from the entry of pit road to where they are coming to their box there. So figure, let's call it 40 seconds. In race form, it takes about 15 seconds for a lap. That's almost 3 laps you're losing before getting into your pit stall. Then you lose another lap for your 14-second pit stop. So if a yellow flag were to come out during green flag pit stops, that could spell disaster for just about anyone.
Yeah, not great.
Certainly not. It's the field getting ready to go back into racing. Philip Scott chooses the high side. Cannizzaro Jr. down low. Tellier and Nick Simpson there. Top 4 all on the lead lap. We'll see what we can do here. Coming to 46 laps remaining. Green flag is out. We're back racing. Philip Scott gets a great jump. That inside line does not get going. And that lets Scott jump up to about a car length advantage. Meanwhile, they're side by side for 3rd. Simpson on the outside. Scott. Tellier on the inside. Both cars going to run loose, and that's going to allow the 11 to open the door to the inside. He can't quite get a nose in. That'll let Mike Tellier drive away. Top 4 opening things up. As up front, Cannizzaro putting the pressure on Philip Scott. drive on board here now with the 97. He's going to take a peek to the top side, try to get around Cannizzaro. Can't. A little bit of a wall tap. Now we got 40 laps remaining. Shane Ewing 250 here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Listen to the podcast wherever you find your podcasts. Coming close to coming back on the podcast air. Talking about hobbies and the people that enjoy said hobbies.
Two
big things coming when we come back. Some more board game and PAX Unplugged content coming soon. Hot sauce festivals and the like. At least hopefully some hot sauce festivals.
Here we go.
Right now, the top three can almost fit under a blanket. Actually, the top four are all right there. Nose to tail, all separated by less than a second. Philip Scott, the Pied Piper, leading the way. Here comes Tellier to the inside of Cannizzaro. The one-handed wonder makes the move around the 97, able to hold him off. Tellier gets in the wall that opens the door almost momentarily there for the 11. Right now, this is a fight to see who wants to be interviewed and when. And by whom.
Yeah, that's bad.
Almost 30 laps remaining here at the Last Great Coliseum.
Really, anything could happen here. It only takes one slip up from those guys in the back. And Ewing has got his lap back, and who knows?
Yeah. Anything crazy could happen. Yellow flags could come out as Tellier does get around Cannizzaro. And now Simpson looking to put the pressure on the Wild Child. Comes Simpson to the inside. Shane Ewing working, but he's a lap down. Cannizzaro up into the wall. That lets the 11 get by him, so move Nick Simpson up to third. Tellier trying to close in on Philip Scott, but he's about 8/10 back with 24 laps remaining. And just like that, the yellow flag comes out. as Philip Scott dives down onto pit road. Trouble in the back for the 28 of Jamar Dumas. Let's see what happened. Dumas running that yellow line, and yep, the car just got a little sideways. And that's what brought out the yellow. Just could not get straightened out. But that's going to open up Shane Ewing to being the car who gets his lap back.
Exactly what you were talking. I have a gift.
Absolutely wild. So right here, this is going to be interesting. So Mike Tellier, he last pitted on lap 191. Nick Simpson pitted on lap 201. Now Cannizzaro, Philip Scott, Shane Ewing, Jamar Dumas, and others all on pit road now. So we're going to see some guys with fresh tires fighting some guys with older tires in this, let's call it a 19-lap shootout.
Mm-hmm. What could go wrong?
Certainly going to be an interesting one. So Tellier's going to take the top. Nick Simpson will be taking the bottom. Obviously, because Tellier takes the top.
Navarro is back out onto the field after losing another 15 laps.
So just like that, the green flag is out. Simpson does not get a great start. That's going to let Cannizzaro get around him. Same goes for Philip Scott. And now Mike Tellier has to play defense. Tellier to the top side. Cannizzaro down low. The one-handed wonder takes a peek to the inside. Here comes Philip Scott into the mix as well. As Tellier falls back, he snags the wall. That'll be just enough for Scott to take a peek to the inside. And away those two go. Former Waffle Motorsports teammates are the 99 and the 97. But that opens things up. 16 to go here for Cannizzaro Jr. So 15 laps remain. Cannizzaro opens up about a 4/10 of a second lead over Philip Scott. Shane Ewing makes his way onto pit road.
Was that?
Don't know what happened there. Certainly not scheduled. As we'll see what happened. And yeah, Ewing just pulls it down low.
Interesting. Wonder if he was having some issues, or I forgot fuel or something. I don't know.
Don't know. The lowest Ewing can finish now, though, is 8th. As there's only 12 laps remaining.
Interesting. I have no idea what happened there. Unfortunately, you can't see if they're, fueling the car or not in iRacing, just the tires.
Yeah, so definitely a tough break there. Looks like Ewing has gotten out of his car because he's not showing up as on pit road for me anymore. So with 9 to go, this is the fight for the win. Philip Scott trying to push hard as Anthony DeBarro also heads down pit road.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was worrying about for Scott here. Is Cannizzaro with a handful of laps left. We know he's fast. He just, usually burns out his tires. But if you don't have to worry about it,
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you just go all out and take over.
that is what we've seen season over season here. Is he can go fast.
Yes. So 3 laps remaining for John Cannizzaro Jr. As he'll put Adam Stewart 1 more lap down. Stewart, although 8 laps down, currently running P7. Two to go for Cannizzaro. Now white flag. 1 more lap around for the Wild Child. 2-second lead over Philip Scott and growing. One final time through turns 3 and 4. Injuries don't matter. Cannizzaro gets the win at Bristol. Philip Scott comes home second. Mike Tellier will finish in third. Nick Simpson in fourth, with Jamar Dumas rounding out your top 5.
What a race. What do we have? 7 yellows?
7 or 8 yellows, I believe. In the chat, Ace House says I was getting black flagged out there left and right. No clue what was going on. Scott Stewart said avoiding ending up out has proved to be an accomplishment in and of itself. That is for sure. Tyler Avery celebrating his crazy horse driver. Now let's see if he can drive around in circles with one hand.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Maybe they'll be half circles.
He's opted to go the John Force burnout way.
Smart.
I was going to say, would he be able to do an entire lap as a burnout? Survey says
here for it.
Probably not. Well, let's see if we can try to snag some of our finishers here into the interview waiting room. As Cannizzaro makes his way up into victory lane to celebrate. Did not realize he could drive up onto victory lane here.
Surprise.
The more you know. But I do believe it's now time, Joe, to join our interviews here for the post-race show. And, Joe, you've caught up with our third-place finisher, Mike Floppy Tellier.
Hey, Mike. Congrats on the podium finish at Bristol. It can get pretty chaotic. It was pretty chaotic. What was the toughest part of the race?
Meowdy. And the toughest part was probably the first restart, not the like start of the race, but the first restart. Because everyone was like, "Oh, okay, we all got to kind of feel for our cars," and then it was a kerfuffle. I got a speeding penalty and had to drive through the pack again for the second time. So I was like, I need to get this done quicker than last time. And everyone kind of had their feet under them, and so it was a little hectic there for a couple laps. But no, honestly, I love Bristol. This is coming back and running Darlington, Bristol, and then Talladega next week. This was like the perfect time for me to come back and start racing. These are like three of my favorite tracks that I do kind of good at compared to most people. Um, or I guess in comparison to my career, I don't want to say most people because I mean DeBarro's going to kick our ass anywhere we go unless he has connection issues. So yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited to be back. It's been fun. I missed racing at TNR and being with these guys and two top fives in two races, and here talking with you guys is not what I expected, but I'll take it.
Absolutely. So, all that to say, I'm assuming you're very satisfied bringing home a third place here at Bristol.
I mean, I was kind of hoping there wasn't a last caution. I didn't need that last restart. I was like, oh, 50 laps. I got the freshest tires. I mean, I can push and maybe have a chance. And then, yeah, I was a sitting duck once that caution came out. And I literally knew it. I called it. I was like, who do I like more, John or Phillip? And that's how I decided what lane to pick. And I wrecked John when he was driving a Hello Kitty car. Actually, just for me, he was like, "Oh, if you win the race at Talladega or something one time, I'll race a Hello Kitty car." And I went out and I won the race, so he owed me a Hello Kitty car, and then I wrecked him that week. So I'm glad I could pay him back somehow.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, my kids, Garrett, he's not here. He's got to deal with stuff at home, so he's like, "Hey, I need you to do double duty and admin and enjoy yourself racing." So I was like, "I got this. We'll hopefully not push too many random cautions out there." So you guys for broadcasting. Hi, Bob. Haven't seen you in a while. Nice talking to you, even though I haven't said anything.
You as well.
Yeah, everyone watching, thanks for supporting TNR and the stream, and everyone who showed up to race. I mean, we get 15 car fields and have a blast. Wish we could get more people. So if you have any friends who want to come race and enjoy good, clean racing, Monday nights TNR, come talk to us.
Absolutely. Well, congrats again. And hopefully all goes well. We'll be chatting to you next week.
Oh yeah, hopefully I'm in victory lane and not just on the podium.
Absolutely.
All right, that is Mike Floppy Tellier, our third place finisher here tonight at TNR, at Bristol here with TNR. Now joining us, our second place driver of the number 99 machine, Philip Scott. And well, Philip, congrats there on the P2 finish. I'm sure it's one of those bittersweet kind of moments because I'm sure you would have rather been one step higher up on that podium.
Yeah, I mean, I had that one pretty much in the bag. Yeah, even if DeBarro didn't lose connection, I felt like I was in a really good spot because I was about to lap him, and I was planning on pitting on like lap 180, and then just cruising to the end. But yeah, it's not always that easy, and actually ended up being bad luck that the two guys in front were out of tires. So Floppy just kind of essentially had a coin flip, top or bottom. But yeah, so it is what it is. But then it just came down to hot lapping with John trying to keep up, but we were just so even for the first couple laps that I was just like, there's no way I'm going to be able to stay. And especially like since he had the bottom, and so I was trying to make something happen on the top, and then after a few laps just wasn't working, so I just cruised to the end because I knew there's no way of getting to him.
Yeah, and we kind of talk about that mindset because DeBarro had gotten out to a pretty big lead, couple of yellows fall everyone's way, able to catch up. Then DeBarro he winds up staying out. Everyone else comes down pit road. And then from that point on, it kind of looked like you were controlling this race. What's your mindset there when you've got a pretty big lead. You see a couple of lapped cars in front fighting. We saw at one point, I think it was the 28 and the 32 were fighting, and you somehow were able to split both of them. It looked pretty intense up here. Was it pretty crazy in the driver's seat for you?
Yeah, that just comes with Bristol though. It's not so I kind of just have to be a little patient and plan out my moves. But yeah, early in the runs, I mean, DeBarro had my number, but then around the same time as he stayed out to try to save a set of tires, that's like when I started to really figure out the long run pace. And yeah, I was starting to really pull away there, but oh well. I mean, I've had a really rough first part of the season. Lots of shenanigans and craziness. And I mean, it's gonna chip away a little bit at DeBarro's lead. I mean, I feel like it's already his championship to lose, but regardless, obviously, I'm gonna just keep trying to go for as many wins as I can.
And speaking of those wins, next week at Talladega, the doubleheader, a good opportunity to try to capitalize on some mistakes, but also kind of playing roulette yourself. What are your thoughts there with the doubleheader next week?
Yeah, I always get screwed by super speedway races almost all the time. Except for that one Dagger race I won a couple seasons ago. Like, that was just out of nowhere, but then it's usually just like I'm just used to wrecking at some point. I think I also got like a fourth at Atlanta last season. So it's so yeah, it is pretty much just roulette. I'm usually very unlucky. But I mean, it can always happen. I can get a win just like it did a few seasons ago. So who knows? It'll be what it'll be. That's why the full season points usually don't go my way because I always wreck in the super speedways. But yeah, we'll see.
For sure. Well, Philip, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Yeah, obviously, shout outs to Team Ninja Association, and Obstacle Factory, and then of course Tabletop Trio. We had a very good endurance run at Indy 6 Hours. That was a lot of fun to hop on board with Scott, and really tough that one out because that was a crazy race. So yeah.
That is for sure. Hopefully we'll get the team back together for Suzuka in a few weeks, but Philip, or months, I guess. I don't even remember when it is, but Philip, congrats again on the second place finish, and looking forward to seeing you out there next week at Talladega.
Yep. Thanks, man.
All right. That's Philip Scott, our second place finisher here tonight at Bristol. And we'll put in our winner now. Joe's made his way down to victory lane with John Cannizzaro Jr.
Hey, John, congrats on the victory. How's the hand feeling?
You got to be a little bit more specific on which one. This left eye hand is pretty tired.
So crazy race out there, lots of restarts. Did it help or hurt with the injury?
Man, I don't even know I didn't even plan on being in this booth. I was doing practice laps on my father's rig when I was at his house, and he has an H pattern. I have paddles. I don't have an H pattern yet. And I keep telling him this is not going to work. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. I'm a very traditional person. I've been on iRacing for 5 years. I have my buttons where I have my buttons. I don't like to change them. So having to move everything from the right side of my steering wheel over to the left side of my steering wheel is the worst thing you could have done. I couldn't move my brake bias other than maybe a couple clicks at best, because that's all I could actually manage to do. So it had to be, in the rear tires at all times. And it's like the Green Lantern and his mask calling him. It's every time the car would get sideways, it's like instinct to grab the wheel and try to fight it. But I knew I couldn't do it because that would hurt a lot. It's so uncomfortable to drive around Bristol with only your one hand. I just planned on riding behind Philip and DeBarro. I assumed those two were just going to drive away, which they did. In fair honesty, I was the worst car when it came to consistency. But just DeBarro, for all intent and purposes, literally just disappeared. And Philip just kind of got boned on that last restart with the slow car and old tires. So
Mhm.
you want to talk about not being in your element anymore? That is a prime example of not being in your element.
Absolutely. So, what is the injury? Is it just like a sprain, or are we talking a break? What's going on?
Uh, so as most people might know, I am a pretty, I like to say, semi-pro bowler. Not really, but I bowl a lot. I do a lot of bowling. I'm a pretty high average, flex my ego a little bit, but I threw the ball a little bit wrong. It's been 2.5 months, so I guess it wasn't ready for it, and it ended up popping my wrist out. So I'm pretty sure my wrist is sprained and a pulled muscle or two that go up my hand into my fingers. So the only really thing I can do with my right hand is bend my pointer finger and my thumb.
Really great for racing.
Yeah, it was a great week to do that at Bristol of all places. 200 laps, 250 laps, just great calling.
Well, I guess I was gonna ask you how you're feeling for next week. It's a doubleheader. I'm assuming not great.
We're racing next week, so I think about Talladega. I think
Yes, Talladega.
a Talladega doubleheader. Oh, I might be able to manage that with one hand. I think hopefully I'll have my hand back by then. At
Yeah.
least enough I can actually function with it. Talladega's not too bad of a track. I'll
Might I
say it right
suggest?
now. Oh, you can
Might I
do it.
suggest
Go on.
a truck spinner? We were talking about it in the booth.
Yeah, DeBarro also suggested me one. I don't think DOT would be pretty happy with me having to mount it where it is, so let's not tell them any of the regulations I'm doing. So, Talladega, I'll be completely flat honest. My mission next week will be get my father his first interview or his first win, whatever I can. The guy is having a lot of fun. Yeah, I know to a lot of people he wrecks a lot. He might not be the fastest on track. He might do some things other people shouldn't do, but he has a lot of fun. He's still learning. Can't be a champion every time you come out on the racetrack. But, just next week, I plan on trying to have him his best finish, get him to have some fun and everything. And if I somehow come out on top again, then I think it'll be my first super speedway win in iRacing in probably 4 years.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Gotta shout out my father. I gotta shout out you guys up here in the booth. You guys always have fun. The one-handed warrior. It was kind of funny. Very funny. Thank you, Bob.
You got it.
I gotta thank Gleason, Tellier, and everybody that puts on TNR for me. It's always great to come back here occasionally. If you don't run the full season, get to see some old faces I haven't got to see in a while, like Tellier. I haven't talked to him in a while. Tyler Avery, he paints all my cars. He might have something special for next week. Just wink, wink. And I didn't get to do it last week. I gotta say, shout out to my girlfriend. I love you. I miss you. She went to boot camp, so at least I did her proud this week and not what I did last week.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. Hopefully, I guess ice up, and hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
Thank you.
All right, that's John Cannizzaro, our winner here tonight at Bristol, and wow, what a great run, a great race in general. A lot of guys moving up through the field, having to fight their way up. So let's take a look here at the final results for tonight's race. It's the Shane Ewing 250. John Cannizzaro Jr. gets the win. Philip Scott comes home second with Mike Floppy Tellier in third. Nick Simpson able to come out with a fourth place finish, and Jamar Dumas rounds out our top five. Jason Schue comes home in sixth. Adam Stewart in seventh. Shane Ewing in eighth. Anthony DeBarro ninth. Ace House in 10th. Tim Branson in 11th, John Cannizzaro Sr. in 12th, and Johnny Williams rounds out our 13-car field for tonight. Like we've mentioned, Talladega next week, double header at Talladega, so make sure you join the broadcast Monday night, 8:30 Eastern, right here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network, both on YouTube and on Twitch. So, for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Shane Ewing 250, part of the Total Nonstop Racing League, here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. Have a great night. We'll talk to you next week.